Hello, boys and ghouls. Today we have Goddessgoddard's Pick a Card reading. So we have 4 options to choose from that are from the typical tarot. So we have the Sword. For our lovely air people, possibly this is the reading for you. And then we have our Wands. We have our cups, our cup reading. And then we have our pentagram for our earth sign people. If you're feeling the power of the pentagram, then this is your reading. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a second to kind of reflect on the pentagram, the cup, or the chalice, the wand, or the sword. Be sure to pause the video if you'd like to kind of sit and think about it. Anyways, so I'm going to get started with our sword. I've pre-shuffled so it made it a little bit easier so you don't have to wait and then fast forward to where this reading begins. So, for our lovely sword people, we have our lovely cards here for you. So, these are our cards that I've chosen for our air or sword people. All right, so the first card that I've picked is the 10 of Cups. So this is the first card that came out of the deck, and I would say that it kind of colors quite a bit of the reading. So we're gonna put that one actually first. The next card that came in the series is the Prince of Wands. The Prince of Wands. And the deck that I'm using currently is the Slutist tarot deck. So in this one, the Prince of Wands is actually David Bowie. The next one is the Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups. And then followed by the Justice card. And the 10 of Swords. And the Prince of Swords. Okay. And then our last and final card is the 5 of Wands. So I'm going to take a second to kind of spread these out a little bit. Okay, so the first thing that I'm kind of getting from this is that you have too many options to kind of choose from. So I think this is a situation that's going on right now if you chose the Swords, that you might actually have too many lovers kind of going on at the moment. It might be kind of cool, like maybe it's a friend group of some people, but you're having to make a choice between the Prince of Wands and the Prince of Cups. So maybe somebody that's a little bit more outgoing or outspoken, and the other person is a little bit more emotional. So I don't know, that's something to definitely think about. Are you trying to go with the person with the big ego, maybe the performer, or are you trying to go with the guy that is the lover, the person that wants to emote with you, cook, and take care of you? So I think in this situation right now, you finally reached a point that you've got to cut things off. So, and that's really making you feel overwhelmed. you're at this place that you kind of feel like you've kind of put yourself in this position. It's really feeling like it's weighing you down. Um, yeah, it's weighing you down. You feel like it's really stressing you out, and that you've done this to yourself. And I think what's going on is that it's definitely you have to make a choice, because I think that I'm wondering if these two people don't necessarily get along together, and I feel like you've been playing a little bit of devil's advocate, and you're afraid of kind of losing your position, I guess, in this scene of people or this community of people. So if I had to make a choice, which one would make you happier? The Prince of Wands, which comes up with the Queen of Wands, is how it would make you feel. The Queen of Wands is a very sexy person. So it would make you feel very like empowered, fiery, like type of thing. And the Cups would make you feel very at home with the Four of Wands. And sometimes this is the soulmate card because it's the 1111 card. So, and the other thing with home, the guy with the cups might actually have more money as well, so you might feel a little bit more comfortable. But it's just about like the excitement of this other person. So I think you have to think about whether or not you prefer having comfort over having, excitement. Like what really, what is the better situation for you love-wise? And then I'm gonna pull one extra oracle card for you. So this is something that we can kind of just like focus on, and it's like an overall theme like for the reading. So I'm gonna shuffle, and I'm just gonna let like a card just kind of fall out of place. And I think that your card that is for you is Hathor, and it's called receptivity. And allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and the ability to give to others. Okay, so that's kind of the feeling that needs to go on. It's just being receptive. So giving yourself the moment to give to others. So instead of maybe taking from like these other people, think about like how you can maybe like give your energy to them, or how you can maybe better this relationship that you have maybe with these two people. Okay. Well, thank you so much, sword people. That was enough for y'all. We're gonna move on to our wands people. Okay. So once again, I've pre-shuffled these cards. So we're just gonna go ahead and start off with the order that they kind of came out with. So the first card that came out is the Queen of Wands. Or Queen of Swords, actually, sorry, Queen of Swords. Then we have the Three of Wands. And then we have the Sun card. And then we have the Seven of Coins. And then we have the Ten of Wands. And then the Four of Coins. And then the Four of Cups. And then the Princess of Cups. And the final card is the World card. So what I'm getting from this particular reading is that you, the person that picked our wand, our fire energy, fuego, you are in a comfortable relationship right now where you feel like this is a relationship that can really build up into something real. And I think that it actually is kind of scaring you. because there's a certain level of commitment that needs to happen with the level of this relationship getting to this place. So the other card that came up is the Sun card. So the Sun card just means that there's, there's a lot of joy that goes into this relationship. The Sun. I don't know if you can even see that, but I'm just going to put that in my crystal ball for a second. Yeah, so there's this level of joy, but the problem is that you work so much, or you feel like taking this relationship to this next level, which possibly could be marriage, or could possibly be, buying a home, or something like that. It's just a lot of pressure, I think, on you. And I think that right now you feel like it's a little bit overwhelming, and you really just kind of want to let things just stay like where they're at currently. But the other thing is that things have gotten a little bit complacent, I think, in the relationship as well. And that it's hard to see like the positive things that are happening currently because you're so wrapped up in like, maybe how romantic things used to be. Things that were like before how it currently is. And I think right now, the way that your partner is feeling about this relationship is the Princess of Cups. Like they really feel like emotionally attached to you and they really love you. And I think, and the World card is going to come up in two different ways for people. It's either going to come up as like, this is the next step, like this is the last chapter of maybe my singlehood where I'm actually going to be getting married with this person. Or it might not even be in the opposite direction where you're like, you know what, like I'm not ready to settle down. I can't do this. And it might actually be the end of this relationship. And I don't necessarily think that's what you're wanting, but I think that it's just, relationships are really stressful and it's a lot of energy to make it work. And I think that, right now in your life, you might not be super excited about, putting in all this extra effort to become, like a married couple, or even some people it might even be just a commitment issue. Like you might be worried about, being super committed to just this one person, and that might just be really stressful to you. So I'm gonna shuffle this one, and we're gonna pull an oracle card. This is the Goddess Oracle deck. I feel like this is your card. So we're gonna go with Nematona, and it's Sacred Space, and it's this beautiful card with all of these wonderful candles and an altar, and it says create an altar, visit a power place to connect with the divine. So I think that maybe you might be making these quick judgments without actually thinking about like what it is that would make you happy. Like maybe the stress is just kind of getting to you, and it might be a good idea just to like take a break and just reflect on the things that are making you happy, and like maybe even connecting with spirit or doing something spiritual and kind of getting away from thinking about this relationship. Okay, well, thank you so much, my wand people, my lovely fire people, if that's you. I am going to pull all these cards together. All right. Our next one is our cup people. So if you are a water sign or you just felt attracted to the chalice, cheers. I'm presenting my cup to you. Then this is the pick a card reading for you, my friend. Okay, so the first card that came up is actually the Tower card. So we have the Tower card that's first. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Swords. The Ace of Wands. The Princess of Wands. The Ten of Coins. The Star card. Ooh, I'm running out of room a little bit. This one had a lot of cards. The Star card, the Eight of Coins, and the Four of Swords. So the vibration of this particular one is like being in a relationship that you feel like is not working anymore and you feel like it's coming to an end. Um, I think that you were thinking about how it's over and it's unsuccessful, but at times it's really hard to maybe emotionally move on from things. And you feel like there's a lot of changes that are happening very quickly, but you haven't really been able to catch up emotionally to maybe this relationship being over, or, maybe a sudden, like, event that's happened or something. But the truth is that it's a place for you to kind of explore your personal freedom. Like, I think in some ways there was a hindrance in this relationship, and I do think that the last person that you dated really opened up, your world as to, like, maybe even what makes you feel sexy, what makes you feel like, maybe the divine feminine in some way. And this is a really big change for you. But I just don't think that the relationship as a whole was fantastic. But I do see that, for a minute that it was kind of what your hopes and what your dreams were. And yeah, and so it also comes with the Eight of Coins as well. I think that, this other person that you dated definitely took care of you, but I think in this particular situation for a really long time, it was about kind of healing. But at the same time, it was kind of making you feel a little bit trapped as well, because it just wasn't a great match between the two of y'all. And I think that right now, like I said before, is just rediscovering, like, what is your sensuality? Like, what are you even attracted to? And I think that maybe even in this situation, you might have actually been queer or something, and this relationship might not have even worked. You know what I mean? Like, sexually, this might not have been a good match, but they were able to kind of open up, maybe those ideas maybe to you as a person, or helped you kind of discover that. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting there. Okay, so I'm going to pull one divine message card, oracle card. Ooh, this one fell out. So I always kind of want to laugh when I get Mary Magdalene, because I'm not a super Christian person. But anyway, so you got Mary Magdalene, and the message for this is unconditional love. And what it says is to love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. So another thing that might have been in this situation is that, maybe on the outside of this relationship, it might have been looked really good, but on the inside it was messy. And I just think that anytime we have a tower moment, it really allows us to understand, like, who we are on the inside. And I think that this is really your time to kind of discover, like, who it is that you are, and, like, what makes you feel passionate, or what makes you feel sexy, or what are you attracted to. And this is that time for that. And so I think that unconditional love is important for you to give love to this other partner, but also for you to love yourself. Unconditional love is really important for you to kind of get back to yourself. Like, that biggest thing of self-love is, like, being able to love yourself unconditionally. No matter what happens, you're still there for yourself at the end of the day, and that's a really powerful feeling. And I think that you're coming to that realization really soon, if not currently on the path for that one. So, okay, our final reading is for our Pentacle people, and I'm just gonna grab this deck really fast. And okay, so this is for our Pentacle, or our Earth people. I'm just gonna have Anubis hold on to that Pentacle for me. Okay, so the card that fell down, which I feel like is probably going to be more important than the rest of this reading, is actually the Nine of Cups. So I think that you might be in a situation that is kind of a wish come true. Like, you finally met, like, a person or a partner that really is allowing you to change your life. And I think that this particular partner is completely infatuated with you. We got the the Whore card, which also translates to the Empress card. So it's like the ultimate divine feminine. But I just feel like they just feel so like sexual and so empowered by this relationship. And the next card that's followed by it is the Lovers. So there's this real like um sacred connection that the two of y'all feel. And I particularly love the drawing of this particular card together, and they just feel so comfortable. Like they're just laying next to each other and they're holding their kitten, and it seems so wonderful. And so the other card that comes up is the Ace of Cups, the Death card, the Two of Cups, which is awesome with also the Lovers, the Vice card, Experience, and the Queen of Cups. So I think in this particular reading, you really found somebody with the Vice card that really fits the type of passions that you're into. Like, you might not have met somebody else that's into the same things as you, and it might have really like opened up your world. And I think that this person is so like infatuated with you just because of like, you know, if maybe to them they felt like it was going to take such a long time to find their equal or their partner or the person that makes them feel like so loved, and you just were able to do that. And yeah, so our little Devil card, or the Death card, came up, and this is like this little BDSM dom. And I think that, you know, maybe within this relationship you might be exploring, you know, weird like sexual taboos, or even like exploring sexual boundaries and things like that. But it's just because that you've reached this level of comfort with this other person that I don't think that you felt with another person, and it feels so like invigorating. And the other card that comes up with the way that you feel is the Queen of Cups, and you just feel like so receptive and so energetic, and just really like full of compassion and full of life, and it's really fantastic. And the other card that came up is Experience with Vice together, and I'm kind of feeling like, you know, maybe this other person was like a vehicle to really like get you in touch with like your needs, desires, wants, like all of that type of stuff. But yeah, so the Ace of Cups also comes up with this, and also the Two of Cups also comes up with it. So yeah, and your partner's just really into you. Where do you feel like you are in this relationship? So you feel like a little bit in this that you have to kind of mother this other partner a little bit. Um, just because, okay, so that's another thing. Like, this other person might have gotten out of a relationship recently, and, you know, even though this relationship's going really well, it's like hard to maybe let some of that go. But anyways, so I'm gonna pull an oracle card, and I feel like this is the one for y'all. And it's Bast, which is the cat goddess, and it's called Independent. And this is your oracle card reading for our pentagram people. So your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. I'm going to read that one more time. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and your success. So it might be that like in this partnership, you might have found another person that allows you to explore all these things without feeling like it's a very codependent relationship. It might actually be like an open relationship or something like that, but it just feels so liberating. And I think that, yeah, the term independence or independent is really important to this connection. Well, anyways, thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I go by Goddessgoddard, and you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, I am on Twitter, but I don't update that as much. I also make music and I do live performances. I do live readings on the air with Callie D and the Smitten Kitten. And if you would like to book a private reading, I'm always down for that. So feel free to just send me an email also at goddessgoddard@gmail.com. But anyways, thank you so much. And I am so thankful for all of my people that are my subscribers. Please feel free to add me and click the subscribe button and like the little bell on it. So every time I post a video, you get updated on it. Also, feel free to email me if you have any other ideas on types of videos you'd like to see. I really appreciate it. But anyways, thank you so much. I had such a wonderful time. Thank you for your energy. Good night.